Elena Carter had always believed loyalty was the strongest bond two people could share. For years, she had built her career alongside Adrian Blackwell, her trusted business partner and closest friend. Together, they had turned a small tech startup into one of the fastest growing companies in the city. Investors admired Adrian's charisma, but it was Elena's innovative mind that truly powered their success. She thought they were unstoppable, until the night she discovered the truth. One evening, after staying late at the office, Elena stumbled upon a folder left open on Adrian's desk. Inside were confidential contracts, her ideas, her algorithms, her patents, all filed under Adrian's name. He had been siphoning credit for her work for months, slowly cutting her out of the very empire she had built. The final blow came when she received a message from an investor. "Congratulations on selling your shares, Elena. Surprised you're stepping away so soon." Her blood turned to ice. Adrian had forged her signature, sold her shares, and erased her from her own company. The spark of vengeance. For days, Elena drowned in anger, humiliation, and betrayal. She had trusted Adrian with everything, and he had gutted her life's work. But despair quickly hardened into resolve. If he wanted war, she would give him war. Elena spent weeks quietly gathering evidence, copies of contracts, emails, bank transfers, and even recordings of meetings Adrian thought were private. She disguised her moves under the calm smile of someone moving on. To Adrian, she was finished. To Elena, the game had just begun. The plan. Adrian was planning a lavish launch party for their company's new product. Ironically, a project that Elena had designed from scratch. It would be attended by the city's biggest investors, reporters, and board members. The perfect stage. Elena worked behind the scenes, aligning every piece of evidence she had collected into a damning presentation. But her plan wasn't just about exposing Adrian. It was about destroying him in the same way he had destroyed her, publicly, brutally, and beyond repair. The night of reckoning. The launch party glittered with champagne glasses and expensive suits. Adrian stood at the center, basking in the applause of his audience. Cameras flashed, journalists scribbled notes, and investors whispered promises of fortunes. When it was time for the product demonstration, Adrian smirked confidently, tapping the mic. "Ladies and gentlemen, tonight you'll witness the future of technology, my creation." But before he could continue, the massive screen behind him flickered. Instead of his presentation, Elena's face appeared. She stepped onto the stage, dressed in sharp black, eyes gleaming with quiet fire. "Correction," she said, her voice steady. "This was my creation." A murmur swept through the room. Adrian's confident smile faltered. The screen lit up with evidence. Emails where Adrian admitted stealing her ideas, contracts, with forged signatures, financial statements showing illegal transfers. Gasps echoed. Investors leaned forward in disbelief. Elena continued, her tone cutting like glass. "For years, Adrian Blackwell has built his reputation on lies and theft. Everything you've applauded him for tonight was stolen, from me. Adrian lunged toward the control system, but it was useless. Elena had locked every screen, every projector, every light into her presentation. His empire was collapsing in real time. The fall. The room erupted. Investors shouted accusations. Journalists rushed to capture every word. Security cornered Adrian as Elena revealed the final blow. A recording of him bragging to a colleague, saying, "Elena's too naive to see what I'm doing. By the time she realizes, she'll be nothing." That was the last nail in his coffin. By the end of the night, Adrian's reputation was destroyed. His investors pulled out, lawsuits stacked against him, and the board expelled him from the company. He went from celebrated genius to disgraced fraud in a matter of hours. The aftermath. Elena didn't just take back her dignity, she claimed victory. Within months, she started a new firm with investors who admired her courage and vision. Her name became synonymous with resilience, her story told as a legend of survival and strength. And Adrian, he disappeared from the industry, his name forever tainted, his fortune drained by lawsuits and debts. But Elena never sought comfort in his downfall. Revenge wasn't about gloating. It was about justice, about reclaiming the power that was stolen from her. One night, standing in her new office, Elena whispered to herself, "Betrayal burns deep, but revenge cuts deeper." And with that, she smiled not out of cruelty, but out of peace.